Let's look at the tight end situation again to give me your post-spring depth chart and your overall justification for the ranking. So, Eric, started us off there with starter, backup, depth, however you want to handle it.
Yeah, I think Lake McCree is going to be the top guy for me, but I'm really interested to see if Jude Wolf is all the way back. Like, this was a guy that had that sort of H-back spot seemingly locked up. There was a lot of talk about kind of how well he was doing last spring, and that's a key spot for Lincoln Riley's offense. And then for him to have the injury and never really make it back, I think that hurt. That hurt the offense. I think what it wanted to do. I mean, it's silly to say something hurt the offense, right? That offense was okay, I think, without him.
We didn't see the full offense.
There's stuff Lincoln Riley likes to do with an H-back that can do everything that I think Jude Wolf really could do. So I like those two, and then Malcolm Epps gives you a nice kind of backup guy there that can do some different things. But I see him probably as the third guy. Again, it's always depending on Jude Wolf's health, right? That's been something that he has struggled with a little bit in his time there. And it sounds crazy to say. Could you imagine us saying this right now? But USC's got to figure out how to replace Josh Follow. Like that, a year ago, if we're saying that sounds a little bit crazy just because he was sort of lost and forgotten a little bit because of his injuries. But he really came on and did a lot. The reception numbers weren't crazy, but he took a ton of snaps. He turned into a great blocker. He turned into a real asset on that team last year. And so SC's got to replace him. I don't believe Cade Eldridge is coming in the spring. For some reason now I'm blanking on it, but I didn't have him as a guy. But he's a guy that I'm interested to watch kind of his development in the fall and as we go along. I thought that Lincoln Riley last year could take that spot, that H-back spot, and go across the country and say, yeah, that's my guy. I want to bring him in. Didn't end up doing that. So Cade's kind of the first recruit that he went out to bring in for that spot. But Lake McCree's a guy that I've always liked. The toughness, the ability to hang onto the ball, catch the ball, do all the stuff that you want a tight end to do.
Mark, are you comfortable with the tight end situation, and how do you see the postseason depth chart? Again, for those, as a reminder, we're only taking players that we anticipate will be participating in spring ball. And Cade Eldridge is someone, in my understanding, he's going to be coming in for the fall August camp. But your thoughts, Mark?
Yeah, no, there's not a whole lot to disagree with what Eric just said. I like Lake McCree's athleticism. I mean, anytime you're seeing your tight end / H-back hurdling guys along the sideline, that's an impressive thing. And I think he's probably just going to take the next step in his maturation process and get better. But Jude Wolf was, the guy before his foot injury. And so the competition there is going to be interesting. They like to do dual tight end sets. By the way, what happened to Malcolm Epps at the second half of the season? I don't remember him being hurt. I just remember him not being on the field, or at least doing anything for me to remember him being on the field. And then I have, Ethan Ray's still on the squad, right? But I think I have the guy that Eric's looking for. And I would love for this to happen because USC has been killed by the tight end. There's a guy on that roster that looks like a Utah tight end. His name's Sean Mahoney. Let him be that dude that Eric was talking about to replace Josh Follow. Unleash that guy. He looks like an NFL tight end. I mean, he's big, tall, and he's physical. And if he can, block at the line of scrimmage and then maybe leak out and collect an 8-10 yard pass and rumble up the seam and break tackles, sign me up.
Well, I think it's interesting, especially on Malcolm Epps. I've talked to a lot of people, and they echo what you said, Mark. What happened to him? What happened to him? Now, obviously, we're not in practice to watch how he practices or what he does. We don't know about his academics. We're not inferring that there's an issue there. but for some reason he seemed not to play as more of a bigger role than he did. He's certainly big enough, and they threw to him a couple of times, I think, in the end zone. It just didn't complete the pass. But I think the wild card here really is Jude Wolfe. If he has recovered from that foot injury, he could be a serious challenger to start. I want to see if Lake McCree has put on more weight, has gotten more physical. But I would go along with on a post spring practice depth chart. I would go with Lake McCree, but it would not shock me if Jude Wolfe, if he's healthy, took that spot at the end of spring.